Chapter 1: A Nation of Contrasts. Imagine a country where ancient rainforests brush against gleaming skyscrapers, where the call to prayer echoes alongside temple bells, and where three distinct civilizations share a single, delicious plate of rice. This is Malaysia, a nation split not just by the South China Sea, but by a breathtaking collision of cultures. On the Malay Peninsula, bustling Kuala Lumpur dazzles with the iconic Petronas Twin Towers, while hawker stalls sizzle day and night. Across the water, Borneo's jungles harbor orangutans, headhunter legends, and coral reefs thrumming with life. Malaysia rarely shouts, it seduces. It's a place where a Hindu temple sits steps from a Chinese temple and a Malay kampung, all under the same tropic sun. Since independence in 1957, this Southeast Asian marvel has transformed from a colonial backwater into a confident, pluralistic democracy. Yet, it remains one of Asia's most underrated stories. In the next 12 minutes, we'll traverse dense rainforests, explore lost empires, taste the world's most underrated cuisine, and uncover how a nation of so many differences not only survives but thrives. From the misty highlands of tea plantations to the neon-lit arcades of Bukit Bintang, this is a journey into the heart of Southeast Asia's soul. Get ready to understand Malaysia like never before. Chapter 2: Two Landmasses, One Nation. Malaysia is a geographical jigsaw puzzle split into two distinct halves. West Malaysia, or Peninsular Malaysia, dangles from the tip of Asia beneath Thailand, a sliver of land fringed by the Strait of Malacca and the South China Sea. Here, the central spine of the Titiwangsa Mountains feeds ancient rainforests like Taman Negara, one of the world's oldest, where tigers still roam. To the east, across 650 kilometers of open sea, lie the states of Sabah and Sarawak on the island of Borneo, sharing land borders with Indonesia and Brunei. This is where the country's highest peak, Mount Kinabalu, pierces the clouds at over 4,000 meters, its granite domes ablaze with pitcher plants and orchids. East Malaysia feels wilder, more untamed, rivers snake through lowland dipterocarp forests where proboscis monkeys leap and clouded leopards stalk. The coastline unfurls with idyllic archipelagos like the Perhentian and Sipadan Islands, surrounded by technicolor coral. Malaysia's climate is equatorial, hot, humid, and punctuated by dramatic monsoons that drench different coasts at different times. Despite the physical divide, these two halves share a common identity forged by history, trade winds, and an enviable position at the heart of maritime Southeast Asia. They cover an area larger than New Mexico, yet their ecological richness feels boundless. Chapter 3: Empires, Colonies, Freedom. Long before European sails appeared, the Malay archipelago thrived as a maritime crossroads. The Srivijaya Empire, centered in Sumatra, spread its influence across the peninsula, while the Malacca Sultanate rose in the 15th century as a pivotal spice trade hub, drawing merchants from Arabia, China, and India. Islam arrived peacefully, weaving into the cultural fabric. In 1511, the Portuguese seized Malacca, followed by the Dutch, and finally the British, who established strategic ports in Penang, Singapore, and Malacca. Britain's quest for tin and rubber reshaped the land, bringing waves of Chinese and Indian laborers who forever altered the demographic mosaic. World War II saw brutal Japanese occupation, shattering the myth of European invincibility and igniting a fierce nationalist movement. On August 31, 1957, Malaya declared Merdeka independence led by Tunku Abdul Rahman. 6 years later, 1963, Malaysia was born, merging Malaya, Sabah, Sarawak, and briefly Singapore. The union with Singapore proved tumultuous, and in 1965, the island city-state was expelled, becoming a sovereign nation. Despite the trauma, Malaysia endured, forging a unique national identity from the fragments of empire. Colonial scars echo in its legal system, tea love, and railway tracks slicing jungles. It's a history of resilience and the continuous balancing act between tradition and modernity. Chapter 4: Harmony, Indiana Multiculturalism. Walk through any Malaysian city and you'll hear a symphony of languages: Bahasa Malaysia, Mandarin, Tamil, and a unique local English called Manglish, all in a single conversation. This linguistic mosaic reflects a society built on three main pillars: the Malay and indigenous Bumiputera, who form the majority, the Chinese community, descended from 19th century traders and tin miners, and the Indian community, whose ancestors came as laborers and professionals. East Malaysia adds an astonishing layer of diversity, with dozens of indigenous groups like the Iban, Kadazan, and Bidayuh, each with distinct languages and animist traditions now often woven with Christianity. The national ideology, Rukuan Negara, enshrines unity, but the daily reality is more nuanced. Malaysians celebrate each other's festivals with open houses. During Hari Raya Aidil Fitri, Muslim families host neighbors of all faiths. At Chinese New Year, red packets flow freely, Deepavali lights up Hindu households, and in Borneo, Gawai and Kamatan harvest festivals unite longhouse communities. Mosques, Chinese temples, Hindu shrines, and churches often stand on the same street, their rituals blending into an urban soundtrack. Yet this harmony is deliberate, a constant negotiation that can occasionally be fragile. Still, the Malaysian genius lies in its ability to share meals, exchange smiles, and maintain a genuine, sometimes messy, multicultural peace. Chapter 5: Economic Miracle Unfolding. From a sleepy post-colonial exporter of rubber and tin, Malaysia orchestrated one of Asia's most impressive economic transformations. In the 1970s, the country pivoted from commodity dependency to export-oriented manufacturing, luring multinationals with tax breaks and a young, trainable workforce. The result was a flood of foreign investment into electronics, semiconductors, and automotive assembly. Today, Malaysia is a significant node in the global tech supply chain, producing everything from microchips to solar panels. The gleaming Petronas Towers, once the tallest buildings on Earth, symbolize this ambition. Petronas itself is a Fortune 500 oil and gas giant that fuels state coffers. Palm oil plantations blanket vast stretches of the countryside, making Malaysia the world's second-largest producer, though not without environmental controversy. Kuala Lumpur has matured into a vibrant financial center, while Penang pulses with high-tech factories. Vision 2020, the blueprint for developed status, succeeded, but the nation wrestles with the middle-income trap and inequality between the West Coast and the rural East. The digital economy is booming, with startups and a government push for 5G and AI. Yet challenges remain: reliance on foreign labor, transparency concerns, and the need to climb the value chain. Malaysia's economy is a restless work in progress, chasing the next wave. Chapter 6: A Culinary Crossroads. If there is one universal language in Malaysia, it is food, and the conversation never stops. At the heart of this gastronomic obsession is nasi lemak, fragrant rice steamed in coconut milk, served with spicy sambal, crispy anchovies, peanuts, cucumber, and a hard-boiled egg. It's a national dish so beloved it is eaten for breakfast, lunch, and supper. Malay cuisine offers rich rendang, slow-cooked caramelized beef and coconut paste, while Chinese hawkers sizzle char kway teow, smoky flat noodles with prawns and cockles. Indian Muslim stalls twirl roti canai, a flaky flatbread dipped in dal, and Tamil kitchens serve fiery banana leaf curries. Culinary boundaries dissolve in this daily feast. Penang's bustling hawker centers are legendary. Gurney Drive and Kulia Street serve bowls of Assam laksa, a tangy fish noodle soup that packs a tamarind punch. Satay skewers grill over charcoal, their peanut sauce a sweet-savory masterpiece. To drink, frothy pulled tea, teh tarik, is poured theatrically between two cups. Desserts like sendal, a pandan jelly in coconut milk and palm sugar, offer cooling relief. Malaysian food is a direct reflection of its multicultural soul, unpretentious, deeply satisfying, and made for sharing. No visitor leaves without a favorite dish, and locals endlessly debate which stall does it best. Chapter 7: Towers, Temples, and Tea. Malaysia's landmarks are as diverse as its people. In Kuala Lumpur, the 451-meter Petronas Twin Towers pierce the sky, their steel and glass facades shimmering, while the connecting skybridge offers vertiginous city views. At ground level, the Islamic Arts Museum and the bustling Bukit Bintang shopping district compete for attention. Just north, the Bata Caves rise from limestone cliffs, guarded by a colossal golden statue of Lord Morrigan. The 272 rainbow-painted steps lead to a Hindu shrine inside a cavernous chamber, where monkeys scamper. For a journey back in time, Penang's Georgetown is a UNESCO-listed mosaic of colonial architecture, clan houses, and vibrant street art, where trishaws clatter past century-old shophouses. Further south, Malacca's statues in Christchurch blush in terracotta red, remnants of Dutch rule, while Jonker Street night market sizzles. Escaping the heat, the Cameron Highlands unfurl rolling tea plantations, strawberry farms, and Tudor-style bungalows draped in mist. Over in Borneo, the wild calls louder. The Kinabatangan River offers pygmy elephant sightings, and Sipadan Island plunges as a world-class dive site, a vertical coral wall teeming with barracuda tornadoes. From colonial relics to pristine reefs, Malaysia's famous places embody the collision of natural splendor and human ingenuity. Chapter 8: Surprises of the Hidden Tropics. Malaysia guards a cache of secrets that astonish even the well-traveled. It is one of only 17 megadiverse countries on Earth, harboring an estimated 15,000 species of flowering plants and more than 300 mammals, including the elusive sun bear and the critically endangered Malayan tiger. The country practices a unique rotating monarchy. 9 hereditary state sultans take turns serving a 5-year term as the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, the king, a system found nowhere else in the world. Geologically, Malaysia lies outside the Pacific Ring of Fire, meaning it experiences almost no earthquakes or volcanic eruptions, a rare blessing in Southeast Asia. Borneo hosts the world's largest cave chamber, the Sarawak Chamber, so vast it could swallow a Boeing 747. The country's oldest rainforest, Taman Negara, is estimated at 130 million years old, making it a primeval realm that existed when dinosaurs walked the earth. In Putrajaya, the administrative capital, there's a roundabout so huge it connects 12 roads, a testament to the driving culture. The national flag, the Jalur Gemilang, features 14 alternating red and white stripes representing the 13 states and the federal government. Its national flower, the hibiscus, or bunga raya, is more than beauty, it symbolizes the 5 principles of the Rukun Negara. Malaysia is a constant reveal. Chapter 9, Malaysia's next chapter. Malaysia stands at a crossroads, balancing legacy with an uncertain future. The nation's youth, digitally native and increasingly vocal, demand greater transparency and opportunity, pushing against the old guard of race-based politics. The economy must pivot from its heavy reliance on palm oil and extractive industries towards high-tech innovation and green energy. Deforestation and wildlife loss remain urgent crises. The Malayan tiger population hovers around 150 individuals, a stark warning. Yet, hope pulses through the kampungs and the gleaming co-working spaces of Kuala Lumpur. Malaysia's greatest asset has always been its people, the society that, for all its tensions, knows how to coexist, compromise, and cook together. The country is investing in renewable energy, aiming for carbon neutrality by 2050. East Malaysia, long the sleeping giant, is awakening with new infrastructure and a push for equitable development. The digital economy promises to connect rural entrepreneurs to global markets. If Malaysia can harness its diversity not as a friction point but as a competitive advantage, it could become a model for pluralistic development. The next decade will test whether the Southeast Asian experiment can mature without losing warmth that makes it unique. After 12 minutes, one thing is clear: Malaysia is not a stopover, it's a destination still being written.